Multiple strikes.
All right, we're back. Let's read a quote here from Vlad. Vlad from Quantum Flux Wrestling Podcast. This very show,
What did I
actually.
say?
Last week we were discussing Bullet Club Gold. Quote unquote. Who cares? Bullet Club. Are you kidding me right now? Go to Japan. Who gives a crap? Go watch. Go watch the Japanese wrestling if you care about the Bullet Club. You're trying to build an audience here in America. What are we doing here?
Right.
Are we trying to build an audience, or are we trying to put a group together that nobody cares about here in the States? Are we trying to get people to watch this show or not? Because this is the type of stuff that is going to lose audience and make it only for diehards. Then Vlad proceeds to rip on the booking of Jay White versus Commander, saying this is where he lost interest in the show. He didn't take notes
right.
because it wasn't worth his effort. Quote unquote,
No.
They expect us to watch this. This is a rampage match.
I mean, am I lying? Did anything I say was that? I mean,
Well, listen,
what's
Vlad,
the issue?
we brought Robert on the show today because we were at the bar discussing your quotes here. And obviously Robert, seeing from the jacket he's wearing, is a fan of the Bullet Club. And he wants to explain why he actually thinks they are relevant in AEW, right?
Yeah. All right, but before I get on that, so I just want to disclaimer here. I'm not like a Bullet Club or New Japan guru. I have limited exposure to them. I didn't really start following New Japan. I've heard about New Japan many years ago, but I didn't really start following them until Chris Jericho went there, and that wasn't too long ago, right? And then so I kept tabs on New Japan, and of course, since Bullet Club was very popular there, I followed them as well. So I knew some of their history. And then I didn't really, when AEW was created, I didn't really, follow them as much. Nowadays, I don't really follow them at all, honestly. But so just a disclaimer, so in case anybody is watching this thinks I'm like a huge New Japan mark, and I'm and I know everything about them or Bullet Club, I don't. And I also want to rewind to a couple of episodes ago, because what you said, Vlad, was a response to Tehan's interpretation of my reaction to you saying calling the Bullet Club Gold, I guess the elite version of Bullet Club. Okay, so all right, so the with my limited knowledge of the Bullet Club, what I do know, when I did watch it was, there is the Bullet Club group, but within that group there was a subgroup that came out of it who called themselves the Elite. That was mostly Kenny Omega, Cody, the Young Bucks, and I think Adam Page was part of them too, I believe. I forgot. But it was a subgroup within the Bullet Club, right? So my it was a reaction to when you said, I guess the Bullet Club Gold is the elite version of the Bullet Club. I just I just found it hilarious that you said that, since the elites, the group that we call the elite, was a subgroup of the Bullet Club. But I think I understand what you were trying to say, right? If I was trying to say the same exact thing you were, I probably would have worded it differently, just for clarification that, you're not talking about the elite, right? Because there's already the elite, but you're just saying that this is another version of the Bullet Club. That was literally like my reaction to that. And then last week, Kayan said like I was mad and I was throwing stuff at the screen. And then so your response was to that. Okay,
Right.
that's cool. Now to finally respond to like you saying that nobody cares about the Bullet Club, I disagree. Or at the very least, I would say that that's got to be an over exaggeration.
Hmm.
So, because before AEW was
Let
created,
him finish his point,
Hmm.
Vlad. Let him finish.
Yeah, yeah,
I have a lot
yeah,
to
yeah,
say
yeah, yeah.
too, but go. Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
before AEW was created, the Bullet Club, more specifically the Elite, they held a event called All In.
Yes.
Hmm.
Uh, forgot what year this was, but this was before AEW. It sold out really, really quickly. I'm going to say like maybe in half an hour it sold out, and it generated a lot of buzz, and it made people believe like, hey, you know what? Maybe a new wrestling promotion can be started based on the buzz. And this was, like I said, this was held by members of the Elite and the Bullet Club. So it was pretty much that fan base, and the buzz from that event eventually led to the creation of AEW.
All right. All right. That's a good
So
point.
the core fan base that created AEW was Bullet Club fans. So look, I'm not gonna say that the majority of the general wrestling fan base knows who the Bullet Club is or what their history is, right? But to say that nobody cares about the Bullet Club, at the very least, I would say that I would view that as an over exaggeration because that can't be true. AEW would have not existed.
Okay, if you want to respond, Vlad, or I've had things I wanted to tell Robert since we talked about this at the bar, but I said I was going to save it for the show. But do you want to go first or what? Because I definitely have an argument
I'm,
against this.
I'm just gonna say that. Okay, when I said nobody cares, I mean general wrestling fans do not care. Yes, I said it's for the diehards. I already made that clear that it's for the diehards that know who this group is. But that's if you're trying to build an audience and you're just throwing this name around to get people's attention, it's not going to work because
Oh yeah.
the majority of wrestling fans do not care because they don't know what this is. This was in Japan. This might have been in Ring of Honor slightly, but at the end of the day, this is a very, very small group of people that know what this is, and that's the only people that are watching this show, unfortunately. And you're not going to be able to build if that's what they're going to keep focusing on. So that's
Right.
my only point.
I
They
I
need to expand
remember.
their audience. That's what they
Yeah.
need to try to do, and they're not doing that. They're actually going
That
the opposite.
I
They're going the
remember
other
you
way.
you said that right after, like when right after you said nobody cares about Bullet Club, and I actually agreed with that. I
Okay.
forgot to say that, but I agreed with that point.
Okay.
Because if you're gonna bring in a group or members of a group from an outside promotion, especially when they're not from the States, like
Yep.
you can't just automatically assume everybody will know who they are or everybody cares enough to look online to see what their history is. That's not gonna fly. It's completely different from like when way back in the early 2000s, WWE brought NWO to the show. Like, of course, everybody knows they're from America. Um,
Right.
so that's like a whole different story. But to bring in Bullet Club or some members of the Bullet Club when they're from another country's or promotion, we can't make that assumption that everybody's gonna know or care enough to find out about them. And that is something what I believe AEW can improve on a lot. Like do something like give some history about them, or give them an angle that will or can generate interest in the states, and people will actually start to care. So yeah, I agree that that's something that can be an improvement if we want to bring in.
And what's the point of putting these two guys in the company and just calling them Bullet Club? Like, they're two guys. Just I don't know.
Well,
Whatever.
I want to go back to the significance of the Bullet Club at All In and leading to the formation of AEW. I think that's a fair point, I will say.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I will also say thank you for starting our company. Goodbye. Get the hell out. Because, yes, I will say 600,000 is what the diehards are. About 700, maybe 800,000.
Maybe.
And it hasn't grown. And that's the issue. We don't 800,000 is not enough to us. It's not enough. We want the show to be bigger. We want everybody to be watching. We want all our friends to be watching. We want girls to be watching. When we date girls, we want them to know what's going on.
Ooh, good
Yet
luck with that.
it could happen, man.
I know.
Some girls are in.
It used to happen.
It-
It happened all the time when wrestling was good. That's what happened. Everybody was watching.
Yes,
Men and women.
wrestling storylines can be cool enough for people to be into it, you know. And to be honest, yes, thank you to the Elite for getting Tony Khan to convince them to do this. But, you know, to be honest, your job is done there. Like, yeah, you did 10,000 tickets at All In. Good, great. It's just 10,000. 10,000 is not what we're looking for. We're looking for a couple million, man. We're looking for a show that's better than WWE. That was the point of this. We're supposed to blow WWE out the water because they suck. They're stupid.
Right.
They're splitting the titles up. They fucking ruined it with Cody and everything. WWE are awful. AEW is supposed to easily be beating them. Easily. And that's the issue, why we keep criticizing and getting pissed off at this show when there's things that are not, you know, logically good and fucking living off the glory of New Japan. Like, okay, 500,000 people watch that or something like that. That's not enough. To me, that's not significant. It's like, thank you for starting the company, but please, can you get that shit out of here? I guess it's the best way I could put it. But that's all I got to say about that. That's my hot take. But listen, maybe I should go back and watch all this Bullet Club stuff, huh? From New Japan. Should I go back and find the old tapes and maybe I'll have a better appreciation of this? Should I do that, Robert? Or
Maybe it's. I mean, that's up to you. But I have the perspective, you know, of someone who already knew. You know what I mean? So it's hard to say for me, like, to tell you, oh, you should watch their history. I watched their history before AEW was created, so it's just a different perspective on my part.
Well, look, man. The only way I'm gonna go back and watch the whole history of the Bullet Club in New Japan is if I got really, really lit, really lit, really lit. But gosh darn it, I don't have a lighter right now. And if you've ever been so broke,
Another plug. Here's another plug.
that you couldn't even afford a $1 lighter from the gas station, then you're feeling me right now. So I gotta go to the store and I gotta ask for a pack of matches. This segment is brought to you by DD Bean and Sons Matches. These are absolutely free at most liquor stores and gas stations. I recommend you ask for one every time you make a purchase so that you'll have extra lights in case you don't have a lighter like me right now. But if you're in a pinch and you really need one, be courteous and please show up to your local convenience store not smelling like ass. Take a shower, have a nice smile on your face, and they'll probably just give you one. And if they're in a bad mood, you know, and they might just throw you out, but, you know, try the next place. You'll get one. Don't worry. DD Bean and Sons. Free matches out of the goodness of their heart. Well, listen, Robert, I think this is where we're going to bid adieu to you because we're going to do a quick Dynamite review, and I know you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
But I do want to thank you for coming on. This is a historical day.
You're the lucky one, Robert. You're the lucky.
Oh, is that bad? Oh, shoot.
Vlad's a,
Is it that bad?
Vlad's a
I was
hit.
watching.
He's a
I was
hater.
watching the Laker game, and I didn't want to I didn't want to miss out on the lives. But I
got it. Trust me.
AEW could always watch later, but
Exactly. No, you're right. You're right.
Well, we would have liked to have had you on, someone with a little brighter perspective than Vlad, because he's a little jaded by this right now. No, but
it's funny you say that because I probably might have a brighter perspective on a lot of the segments, but when you guys come up with like the grading reviews, I more or less agree with you guys. So it's weird.
Well, yeah, when we grade
there we go.
when we grade a show, man, we're kind of thinking of the glory days. Like an A show is like a Raw from 1998. Like this is not like that, so we can't really give it an A. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it
It would take a lot.
A shows are from like the old WCW from '96 to '98, or the Raws from '97 to '99 or something like that. Yeah, those are A shows, but
Nowadays, not so much.
nowadays, if they got a B minus like they did last week, it's time to celebrate.
Yeah, exactly. At least it's not a D show or whatever.
It's exactly.
Well, anyways, Robert, you can go off to the bar now and get drunk, but
Oh man, I'm not gonna be there as often for like the next month or so because my schedule changed. So
ah, shit.
yeah.
All right. Well, listen, you're welcome on anytime. If you happen to have watched Dynamite by Thursday night, that kind of seems to be when we're doing these shows. So if you feel like coming on, please come on. We would be happy to have you. We'd be happy to have anybody, really, I think. If
Actually, last week I could have done the episode with you guys last week, but I just for some reason I thought you guys do the podcast on Friday nights.
Ah, shit. Yeah,
So, but I didn't know you guys. So when I woke up Friday morning, I saw on my YouTube feed your your video. I'm like, wait, they did it already? I'm like, but I could have done it last week.
Yeah,
So,
well, last
man.
week I was running late watching it too. I watched it at the very last minute before we actually did the show, but that's why I didn't really call you because I wasn't sure if we were gonna get it done in
yeah,
time.
I don't know why I thought it was on Fridays, but now I know.
Well, look, we'll try to get us all on together next time, all right?
All right, cool.
All right, Robert, well, have a good night.
Good talk.
Have a good one, Robert.
All right,
Take care, man.
later.
Bye.